Howdy, guys. Welcome to episode 6. It's finally here. I know I took a little break there. I'm on a new medication. It had me feeling a little bit funky, like I was on a boat, just a little bit drunk. So I just didn't want to make videos in that time while I was like that. And I'm still not quite 100%, but we're close enough. I missed making videos, I guess, so I'm back. And we are building the walls to our home. Because what is a home without walls? Just a roof and a floor, and that's no good. And we're gonna try and do this. Manual placement doesn't seem to be working very well. The problem here is I can get it to not jump up on that other wall, but then it'll be misaligned. It won't be straight, and that'll cause problems with the roof later. And I don't want to deal with that. So we're gonna see. We might be able to work it, but I don't think so. It's not looking good. So I think we're gonna have to boop this wall out of existence. Sad as it may be. But once it's out of the way, we should be able to get that other wall in place. Very nice. And now, perfect. No issue. See how easy that was? It's gonna look amazing. Hopefully. I think it will. It's going pretty well so far, which is already better than I thought it would go. Got our nice little door, and I think we'll have windows on just this side because the cannibals shouldn't be able to see into the house from that angle, providing us privacy and keeping them off our backs a little bit. Because I don't want to build big, huge walls and rely on big, huge walls as my defense. Because although I can just put those down and the cannibals could wail on them all day and not destroy them, it looks bad. I'm looking for a cabin in the woods sort of vibe, and you don't see a cabin in the woods with these giant 10-foot tall spiked log fences around. I don't like that. So we're going to try to avoid it as much as possible. As far as cannibals go, I'm not all that worried. I can always just fight them, take them out pretty quickly, and that's that. I am more worried about when mutants start spawning, which will be soon. Because I think it's day 6 in-game right now. And mutants start spawning on day 10, I believe. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that, because it doesn't take much for an Armsy to come in and destroy everything I've built here in seconds. I mean, they work fast. Come on. It's really hard to tell if you're getting the stairs right or not. I think that maybe looks about right. Or really close. It should be fine. Now we just gotta get the wood. We're doing okay on calories. We're gonna have to eat more before the day's done, because cutting down trees takes a lot of calories. But for now, we're fine. And also, I'm gonna apologize right here. I'm realizing it as I'm recording it, but like I said before, I'm still a little bit funky. I've got a little bit of brain fuzz going on. So, mind any dead spots, quiet spots, or parts where I just don't make very much sense. I'm trying my best, but sometimes it slips a little. It shouldn't be anything major, you know, a couple seconds worth, or maybe I go off on a weird tangent, but that's not too dissimilar from when I'm 100%, so I don't know, man. I guess you're just gonna have to bear with me. But there's our stairs, and they work. They kind of slow us down at the first step, which is a little bit annoying, but I'll probably be jumping over them a lot of the time anyway. And now we can actually build the wall. We're going to build a wall and make the cannibals pay for it. Which I guess they kind of are, because this is their forest, and that's what's making these walls. Trying to think if there's a name for this place. Because it's a pretty distinct clearing, but at the same time it's right next to the Lakeside Cannibal Village, so it might just kind of fall under that sort of district. Because we're really close. But I'm liking the spot. These berries that are everywhere are kind of amazing. We'll get a garden started soon enough, but until then, having these berries on hand is really nice. And they're everywhere here. Blueberries and blackberries. So I like that. I like how easy it is to get wood here as well, especially on this hill, because I can chop them at the top of the hill and the logs will roll down, which doesn't make it too much easier, you know? It just puts them a tiny bit closer when I go to grab them, which is really nice. I'll take that any day. And there's a couple of rabbit spawns nearby, which we haven't really been able to make use of yet because of the low spawn rate, just because of hard survival. But I mean, really all we need is 2 rabbits, and then we can start attempting to breed them. We're gonna need a lot more than 2, though, to get an actual food source out of it, because they only breed 10% of the time, and that's whenever you go to sleep. And that's not often. Hey, we got some rain. So we'll have to see how that goes, but I would really like that to become a thing. Because looking for food is a pain in the ass. And I'm hoping that there's a deer spawn up here somewhere. I think it's somewhere along these rocks, but it looks like we've got no deer here. Gonna kill some birds and take the small meat. I guess we're just gonna cook the small meat. You have to cook it immediately because you can't put it on a drying rack, which sucks, which is why I usually don't bother with it at all. But because food is so scarce, I'm probably going to be using it a lot more often. Because even like the surefire spawns, like the turtle spawns, if we go down to the beach, there will only be 1 turtle. And that'll happen every single time we go down to the beach. Because only 1 turtle will spawn at a time in hard survival. And that's just not enough. And I don't want to be going down there every day, because that takes time out of the day. You know, it's a video game, so the days aren't very long. I don't want to be spending too much of that time walking to and from the beach. I'd like to be able to just sit down there for an entire day, get a whole bunch of meat, and then come back up. Oh, hey, we've got a rabbit. And now we've got a rabbit cage. Just plop him in there. We'll find a more permanent solution later for the whole rabbit thing. I think I was saying the last episode, that I'd like to put them underneath of this platform. But I don't know if I can get underneath of this platform. I think what I could do, which I actually am just thinking about this now, I could put a hole in the top of the platform, like inside of the house, and put a stairway going down. I think that might be what we end up doing, because that sounds actually pretty good, because then it's protected too. The cannibals won't be able to get in there. So I could also use it for like meat storage, for like bulk meat storage. And I'll probably put like my pelts and things down there too. You know, things that I don't necessarily want to bother with putting in my house, because that stuff, I mean, you could put one or two in your house, but eventually you're going to run out of room. And when we run out of room, I want there to be a place where we can go with that extra stuff. So I think that's gonna actually be the plan. And I think it'll work out pretty well. And I think also, even though you can see through the structure of the custom foundation, I want to say you're hidden from sight, technically. I'm not 100%, so we'll have to check that out later. But I'm curious to see if that's actually the case, because then we don't have to worry about putting up walls or anything. I mean, I'm already not too worried about putting up walls down there, but it'd be nice to, like, 100% have that privacy down there. Especially since then I could see what's going on without giving myself away. That would be the dream. These walls are going pretty well. They definitely look like walls. But even better than that, they look like walls with holes in them. And we take those here. Wish I had more water collectors up. I don't know quite what I want to do with water collection yet. I think I'm going to put a couple of water collectors in front of the house and then destroy all the other ones. Because at that point I won't really need them anymore. So I've got a bunch at the beach, 2 or 3 I think. And then I've got the one here. So those can all go, because I'll have, I don't know, 4 or 5 maybe in front of the house. It's always good to have more than one, because sometimes it doesn't rain for a really long time. Right now we're getting lucky and it's been raining a decent fair bit. But it's not always like that. I mean, it could be like 2 weeks, you know, before you see any rain in the game, which is kind of brutal. And it is not very good for our survival. Alright. And that one hit the house. Because of course it did. And I think this is going to require us to put logs into it. Yep. It's looking like it. Ugh. That's what I get for not being careful, though. That's my fault. But look, now it's fixed. Although it did also eat all of the logs that were already on that wall, which is a little bit tragic, not gonna lie. Alright, and back to building. Probably should work on taking more care with cutting down trees. I get really close a lot of the time. Now that wall's done. And I've just realized that, yeah, there's no window on that wall. Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna have to knock that one down. But the rest of it looks pretty good. Haven't been keeping up on my stick gathering. Alright. Get rid of this. And bam. There we go. Now we should be good. It's just a slightly annoying setback. But not too inconvenient. They're nearby. We haven't had too much trouble with them yet. But I'm sure that'll change in the coming days. They will continue to get more and more hostile, especially since I'm cutting down trees. They don't like that. Not at all. I keep making new fires. They don't like that. And I haven't been very careful with combating them. I've just been killing them. Which probably I shouldn't, but if I'm going to be hanging out at the base, I don't want there to be cannibals there breaking my stuff. And I don't want to just have to run off every single time, because they're gonna start coming pretty often if I just run off every time. Then I'm not gonna be able to spend any time at home. And that kind of defeats the entire purpose of building a home here. But we'll figure it out, and hopefully they don't come and bug me tonight. We'll see how it goes. And right now they only show up in small numbers. You know, it's like 2 or 3 or maybe 4. Later on, that'll get worse, especially since we're in between two patrol routes. They're going to become more and more conscious that I exist. And we will see that because they won't just run past the base anymore. They will run at us. Because they always know where you're at. So they'll go to that general area. See, that's a patrol route over there. And they get really close because the Lakeside Cannibal Village is right there and they've seen me. He knows. Whenever that eye icon at the bottom disappears, it means we've been spotted. And even if it's just for a second, they'll come back. Yeah, you can hear them screaming. But yeah, they always know where you're at, like the general location, and they'll go to check it out. You can see it on like live maps of them. Because even if you're, outside of the map, they'll still frequent the closest area to you. Because they have a general idea. They need to go and check it out, though, and it seems like they kind of learn. Like, they learn, like, this is where you're at. So they will go and they'll be less curious and more hostile. And I think that's a big part of it, is because they'll go in there like sort of sneakily to try and check you out at first. And then and then they're a little more forward with their interactions. Goodbye, turtle. You will be missed. This guy's just gonna hang out with us for a second. He's not hurting anybody yet. And that's it. He's gone. That's another thing. Sometimes they'll run off and then they'll come back. Which I'm not really sure what that's about. Maybe it's so that they could sneak up on you. But really they don't do a whole lot of sneaking. When they come back, it's usually just the same as it was the first time they approached you. So I'm not really sure what the purpose is, but it's strange. You can see a flashlight cannibal over there. You can hear a flashlight cannibal over there. Yeah, they saw us. Yep. Will they approach us? Maybe. Yeah, there's no point in sneaking around anymore. They see us. Hopefully they don't bug us too much. Oh, and you see, he's back. That's that same cannibal from before. And where he's going, I have no clue. Because sometimes they just do run off and disappear. Like, he's gone now. And we might not see him again. It's just a whole weird behavior. It's kind of fun to, like, observe them as they exist in their ways. Because in a way it is kind of natural feeling. Like, it doesn't feel like they're, you know, programmed this way. Programmed this way. It's very interesting. I think the AI in this game is pretty well done. And he's back again. You don't want the smoke. Get a couple swings in before we sleep to run our calories down. Because we're pretty close. We'll call it good there. Alright, now we need to eat and drink and get started with our day. We'll take 3. That should be 1,800 calories, I think. Each cooked meat is 600, I believe. And when I put the meat on and it's instantly ready, that's just because for some reason when you cook dried meat, it is ready instantly, which I have no complaints about. But the other bits of meat that I put on there were not dried already, so now they are ready. Alright, water and back to the old grind. And I think this episode is going to run a little bit longer than normal because I don't want to stop in the middle of building this wall. I want to get it done first. Because I think that seems stupid to cut off the episode in the middle of us doing something. But if I keep it going, we can finish this, and then next episode can focus on something different, and that will be one whole episode, you know. So I think it's gonna be a little bit longer, probably somewhere around 40 minutes. And so I hope you guys don't mind. I don't figure you will, but I don't know if y'all are the picky type, you know. I mean, I'm already not very consistent with the exact time. Whoops. The exact time of my videos, but, or the exact length, I guess. Not time. I guess I'm not consistent with the time either of the uploads and such. Which, I've actually been thinking, should I do scheduled uploads? I don't know if anyone actually cares that much, but if it's really a big deal, I can work something out. The way I've been doing it is 2 videos a week, I think. And so if anybody thinks it would be more convenient for me to schedule the uploads, you know, say Thursday and Monday, I don't know. But let me know if you would like me to do that, because I can work something out, I suppose. Then I could always try it, and we can see how everybody likes it. I'm not going to make any promises, because it could very well be that I can't work that. because uploading these videos does take some time in advance to kind of lay everything out. Because the rendering time is not super short and the upload time is very not super short. And my videos keep getting messed up. And so it takes extra long to upload. Right now we're seeing what we can do with one rope so that we can pick up this other one. And I'm gonna make the crafted axe, which we're not gonna use at all. It's terrible. But this way we're not technically wasting any rope, because rope is kind of a valuable resource. But anyway, back to the whole upload thing. Yeah, so it takes me a little bit of time in advance, and it would definitely require some getting used to. Also, with my own personal schedule, you know, it's all kind of inconsistent, so I'd have to kind of move things around. But it is possible that I could schedule the uploads. So just let me know what you think. Lieutenant Dragon, I'm looking at you. My only single commenter. Give me some feedback. Let me know. And now... oh. Rabbit. Oh, come on. And we're out of rocks. That sucks. But it's whatever. Howdy. And there's that other rope. So now we've got another sap collector, which is always a good thing. You can never have too much sap, because you can carry an infinite amount of it. And we need that to apply weapon upgrades to weapons, and I think I'll go about doing that soon, because I haven't applied any to the modern axe yet, if I'm remembering right. I'm not going to bother checking, because we're not doing it yet, but sometime I think in the near future, maybe when we're a little more complete with our base building. Once we're a little closer to the end of that, then we'll focus more on exploration and combat, I suppose, will be a part of that, especially since mutants will exist at this time, likely. So we'll worry about it then, but for just cutting down trees, I think the only upgrade that really helps with that is feather upgrades, because it makes the weapon slightly faster. But we're talking like very pretty slightly. So, you know, I'm not super worried about it. We're halfway done with the wall. It's taken us half an hour, but we've finally made it to halfway done. It's okay. I don't mind this grind, and I hope y'all don't either. It gives us an opportunity to just kind of chill, take things easy. Because I don't think there's enough of that in gaming, I suppose. Especially not in a game like this. This is definitely not supposed to be a chill game, at least not while you're, you know, in a mode that has combat. There is a peaceful mode, but I don't really care all that much about peaceful mode. I care about killing skinnies. That looked like a headshot, but wasn't a headshot. I'm getting better in my aim with the bow. I say as I miss a shot. There we go, there's the headshot. Beautiful. Oh, and another one's shown up. There we go. And perfect. Come on. Let me pick it up. There we go. I hate that. I'm also trying to keep the females off screen as much as possible, because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but none of these people are wearing clothes. And I don't think I would get in trouble for that, but not everyone's here to see that. Also, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, is I need to consider how I'm combating the cannibals a little more thoroughly, because it doesn't really matter that much with skinnies since they're already pretty hostile to start with. But with the regular cannibals, the men get angry when you kill the women, which is an interesting little quality they have. Not something I've seen in gaming before, which is pretty cool. I like it, but also it means I really should think about killing the men first. Because the women actually also get upset when you kill the men, but they get sad. They'll like drop to their knees and cry, which gives me the perfect opportunity to then shoot them in the head. So really that would be the best way to go strategically. Yeah. It is a thing, and I think that is how I'm gonna do it, but I probably didn't need to say that. And we are so close to being done here. We're nearly there. A couple more walls and we'll be done. I think we'll need a couple more trees, though. Which isn't a problem. But it'll take more time. Alright, that might be enough. We're pretty close, at least. This will be so much easier to do once our athleticism is up. One of these days we might just have to go for a really, really, really long swim. 'Cause that is the best way to get athleticism up. It's really boring. It's definitely the most boring way to get it up. But that's the grind. We're doing pretty well though right now, just sprinting around. Sprinting and jumping. We get a little bit more when we're carrying logs. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But we are well on our way to becoming lightning. To becoming pro gamers. Together, the best way. Because I couldn't be a pro gamer without you guys. I'll be honest. I don't have it in me. But with the power of friendship, we will do this. We will game. We're gonna game so hard, gamers. I know it. There we go. It's done. We're gonna pick up those last couple of logs and put them away for now. I think there was another, but I'm not gonna bother with it. Look at this though. It's done. Thank you for joining me for this epic adventure, and I hope to see you in the next one. Be good, everyone.